Hi, welcome to another screencast. Today we're going to look at how a program makes decision based on a user input. Okay, there is two ways to do it. One is using a conditional statement called if statement, and another one is called case, switch case, right? The problem we're going to try and solve today is to simply do a simple calculator. Right, so let's get to it. I've already started a Java project. You do that by saying start, you select Java and the application, you go next, you give it a name, and so forth, just like I did in the previous screencast. Right, so let's get to it. So in this, so we're going to have the following variables. So say int num1 and int num2, and so num2. Okay. Also, the user will enter the operator, so option, and the result. Okay. So like we discussed last time, in order for us to read stuff from the user keyboard, we need to import the scanner. So I'll just call it scanner. We'll call this okay. System. Okay. Like I said, the cool thing with NetBeans is that it does all the imports for you as you go along. Okay. Now I'm going to, as usual, I'm gonna welcome you guys. So simple. Now I'm going to ask the user to enter the first two numbers. Okay, so I'll just say num1. And then we'll say, so we'll read that in. Next int. Come on. Okay. So I'll just repeat this. Because we don't want this to go to the next line, so I'll remove the print line there. Okay, this will be equal to num2. Okay, and then I'll introduce the decision. Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to do a simple. So if the second number is 0, then we can't divide. Okay, so if num2 is equal to 0, then simply display cannot divide by 0. Okay. So simple. Okay. So as simple as that. Okay. So let's test that first. So we'll save and we'll run this. Then we'll request to enter the first number, we say 23, and then the second number we say, so the program just ends. But let's try and enter 0 and see this at work. Okay, so the first number will enter 56, and the second number will enter 0. Sorry, I'm testing the second numbers, the first number instead of the second one. Okay, so let's run that again. So the first number is 56, the second number is 0. Wait, it complains. Okay, but what if it's not 0? So that's where we use the else part. So in case it's not 0, then result. Maybe we should make result float. right? Okay, so say result is equal to num1 divide by num2. Okay, and SR result right. Okay, so okay, let's just initialize this. Let's just initialize it to 0 so that that error goes away. So now let's run it again. So if we say 0 and 9, it will give us 0 because 89 divided by 0 is nothing. Okay. Excuse me. Now let's enter the correct numbers. Okay, and we say, so that divided by 2, so we get this 39. Let's run it again. We say this divided by 0, so we get a message and the result is equal to 0 because it's undividable, right? So that's one. Okay, right. Now, so I'm gonna simply just do more than one of these. Okay, so I'm gonna create a little menu where the user can enter 1 for adding, 2 for subtracting, 3 for dividing, and 4 for 3 for multiplying and 4 for dividing. Okay, so I'm simply gonna, let me just cheat here, let me copy this. So after entering the second number, then I say 1 add 2 subtract slash n, so 3 for multiplication and 4 just say multiply here so that we are consistent. Right, so now we need to read the option and then based on the option make that decision. Okay, so now we're going to say option. Okay, so now if option is equal to 1, then we know that result plus 1. So now we can specify another if statement on this else. So if option is equal to 2, then we know this is a subtract. Okay, no worries there. Else if, so this where you have an if statement on the else statement is called nested if. So if it's 3, then we know result is equal to num1 times num2. Okay, else now we have a problem saying else if it's 4, so we're saying if option is equal to 4, then we need to test for if num2 is equal to 0. So we'll simply test. Now because they're going to be more than one statement, we need to group them. Okay, so here I'll say if num2 is equal to 0, then SR cannot divide by 0. Okay. Otherwise, then result is equal to that which we divide. Okay. So now this will kind of now there's gonna be another statement. So just in case the user chooses anything else that's not from 1 to 4, then we need to tell the user invalid choice. Right. Okay. So yeah. So let's look into that. So we compile this. So now it will be more interesting. So we say here and that, and then we can choose what we want. Okay, so we can say 1. So the result is edited. Okay, we can run it again and say 12 and 6, and here we say 3. It multiplies, right? So basically that's how you combine the two. You use if statement to make a decision. So depending on the option, the evaluation of this changes, right? Okay, so don't forget to leave me comments. Please subscribe to my channel on YouTube, and also tell your friends. These materials are on Creative Commons license, so anybody can take them and use them whichever way you see fit. Thanks. Bye bye.